Morning, everybody. I'm going to give it a couple minutes here for everybody to join us. You guys in real quick. The batteries get low. There we go. All right. So it's kind of dark in here today. I don't have my light on and the sun behind me was too bright. So I hope that sun keeps kind of going up and down. So hopefully you guys can see this okay. I think you can see it all right. All right, so I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to join us here and then we will start. I have like sweatpants on, I have paint all over me today. I was painting my downstairs trim in my bedroom, so I'm a little messy today. Kind of a little crazy. All right, so I got a couple here. Give it another minute. We are making these today, all right, and I understand that not everybody has an old window screen, so I'm using cardboard. All right, if you have an old window screen, go for it, but or if you have something like this, that'll work. Okay, but I'm just using cardboard. That way you guys can get an idea. If you don't have anything like this, you can use a piece of cardboard and make it look really, really nice. Okay, that's what we're making. All right. See, that sun's going down again. It's playing with me. Okay. Alrighty, you guys. So I am just using a piece of cardboard from Hammer Meal box. All right, this is just the top of the box, the lid. So this is the size of the cardboard that I'm using. If you guys have a different size, that's fine. It can be a big square, it can be a big piece of round cardboard, whatever you want to use. I just had this laying around in my little garbage pile, so I decided to use it. All right, let's see. Morning, Janice. I'm gonna turn on my touchpad here, you guys, so I can read your comments a little bit better. Just give me 1 second. There we go. And hopefully, if you guys can't see, let me know. I'll turn on my light again. But with this sun in the background, it's just kind of throwing light everywhere today. All right. Let's see. Oops, that was yesterday's video. That's not going to help me. There I am. Okay. All right. So I'm starting with, like I said, just cardboard. So I'm sure everybody has a piece of cardboard laying around that they can use or cut. So that's why I'm using this instead of the window screen, just to show you guys today, okay? I am using paper doilies. These are the same ones that we did on Wednesday, I think. Get my days confused. On Wednesday, if you guys remember, we made the 2-tier tray, and I dyed those doilies on that video. So these doilies, you'll need to do the same thing too as what I did on that video if you want them to look like this. So I'm not going to repeat it because I just did it earlier in the week. So I'll put a link on here to that video for you guys so you can go back, okay? So if you're just joining me for this one, you didn't see the previous one, it's okay, you can go back and view it, all right? So I'm using those doilies, okay? And I'm using some beads, all right? I'll be using beads as a border. If you don't have any beads, that's okay. You can paint a border on this. You can use tape. You can just be creative. This is just for my outline, just to cover up my rough edges on my cardboard, okay? I'm using chalk paint. I'm using a little bit of 2 different kinds here. I'm using Waverly and I'm using the Folk Art, okay? This is from Michael's and this is from Walmart. Okay, so I'm using those 2. You'll need a old earring or old pin or something. These I had laying around. I haven't worn them for years. They're like the cheap earrings. So you'll need something like that with the backing. All right, Okay, and then you'll need a pair of scissors if you are cutting cardboard. So if you did that or didn't do that yet, you'll need scissors. And you'll need little brushes. I use the little chip brushes. These are just rough paint brushes, pretty much just like the big chip brushes. So this is what I'm using. You really only need one. I just grabbed both of mine. All right, so we will start off. Sorry guys, the sun keeps going down. All right, so I'm going to start off with, I just have a scrap piece of cardboard here that I'm going to use just for my paint. I ran out of paper plates, so that's what I'm going to use. And I am going to turn on my light. Give me 1 second, okay guys? Okay, sorry. This sun today keeps going up and down, and my lighting is just all over the place, so we'll just deal with that. All right, so we have, I'm just going to set my cardboard here. Actually, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to set my doilies aside. So if you didn't dye your doilies yet and you're not sure how to do that, if you go back to my video on making the 2-tiered tray, that'll teach you how to dye these. So I'm not going to do that again in this video, okay? All right, so I'm going to set these aside. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Janice. It's a mess today. Like, I threw it up and I was like, but I gotta look somewhat decent. But thank you. Hi, Mom. Hi, Renee. Welcome. You're a new viewer. Awesome. I love seeing new viewers. Makes me happy. I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I answer anything. Everybody that usually views me knows that. So feel free to ask any questions. Good morning, Becky. All right, guys, so I am going to use a regular size chip brush for my cardboard. So I don't like this ugly cardboard background. I don't want to see that. I'm going to make it kind of look pretty, all right? So I'm going to use the green. I think the green's going to look really pretty with this. All right, and this is Waverly. I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush. Now, we are painting cardboard, so cardboard kind of doesn't, it sucks up more paint than wood, of course. So I am going to just, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go against the bumps on the cardboard. All right. Just to make it look rustic, those little bumps kind of help it. And I haven't done this yet on cardboard, so we're going to find out what it looks like, but I think it'll turn out pretty good. And if not, we'll use something else. Not a big deal. All right, so I'm just kind of going over this here, kind of filling where I might want to put paint. Oh, got too much on there. What I like about cardboard, if you mess it up, throw it away. You always have another piece laying around somewhere, I'm sure. All right, I think I saw a comment, so give me 1 second here. Hi, Gio. Welcome. Your first time viewing. Awesome. Welcome to my page. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm open to answering pretty much anything. So if you have one, just let me know. Good morning, Sam. All right, guys, so it's my cardboard. I'm just going to go back over here. So this is going to be your background of this picture. It's going to look really cute. So when I did these, I initially used an old window screen. If you have an old window screen at home, that's awesome. If not, you can do what I'm doing now. I figured a lot more of you would have had cardboard instead of an old window screen, so kind of making this around what I think you guys have at home. So I'm just going to add more green here. I want more green than brown. And the cardboard's soaking it up, so, and it makes it darker too. So keep that in mind if you are painting, if you're using chalk paint like I am. If you're using acrylic paint will work too. So don't feel like, you know, this is only chalk paint that'll work with this. If you have acrylic laying around, and I know it's kind of hard to get to stores right now, acrylic paint will work. And you can make this any color you want. I just decided I had green. I thought green would kind of be a nice background for what I'm doing. And I'm going to throw some dark brown in here too, so just to give it a little bit more of a color to match my doilies. The more you paint, the more you know what you want to do with something. All right. So there's my green. Just making sure I got pretty much everywhere on there, okay? I know it kind of just looks messy right now, but that's your green, okay? And then I am going to add, and I don't dip my brushes in water when I'm using chalk paint unless I'm doing something that needs a full coat of that color. So I'm just going to keep wiping this off, okay? I don't want to water down my chalk paint. Awesome, Jill. I'm excited for you to be here too. I hope you learned today. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you guys. All right, so I'm using my Java chip color. I say Java chip. I think it's just Java, but I say Java chip because I like that drink. All right, so I'm going to take my brown here, and I'm just going to kind of go over a couple spots here. Whew, it's a little darker than what I wanted, but we're going to go with it. Good. There we go. Just going back over those spots to lighten them up just a little bit. All right, so there's some dark brown in there. And I know you guys, this kind of doesn't look like the best thing right now, but once it's all together, it'll look a little better. Good. Add a little bit more darker right in here where I see this empty little spot. When you're doing this, you kind of just got to eyeball where you kind of think the paint needs to go. It's up to you. Everybody has a different style. All right, so that looks pretty good there. I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit. And I'm just lightly taking my brush and going over it just to give it some color. That's all I'm doing. All right, so there's a little bit of color on that now. All right, looks better than boring cardboard. All right, I'm gonna let that set, and I am going to use a little bit of a cream on it as well, just to get another color, okay? So I'm gonna let this set and dry. I'm going to go back to, maybe, if I can find what I did with it. Okay, there it is. All right, so I'm going to grab my cardboard scrap piece, all right, and this is what I'm just going to use here down, just so I don't get paint all over my paper that I have down to collect the paint on, all right, so my workspace is still kind of clean. All right, let's see here. Yes, Sam, you can do that. Absolutely. If you don't like how dark something is or anything, you can go back over and add more of that green color over top of it, or the light, whatever you want to do. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that, but I'm going to add some cream into it too, okay? All right, I'm going to put that back over here. Oh, thank you, Janice. Just a piece of cardboard. All right, so my doilies, and like I said, if you're joining me now and you didn't hear me in the beginning, I did the doilies I did on Wednesday. So if you go back to my video where the 2-tiered tray is, it's on there. So you can get how to dye these from that video. I just didn't want to repeat myself here. All right, guys, so these are dyed doilies, just the paper ones from the dollar store. You can get like 32 or something in a pack for $1, okay? So I have all different sizes. You'll need to do, let me see here. If you're doing this design, like I did on my screen here, you'll need all different sizes. So you'll need the big one, okay? You'll need the gigantic one there. You'll need the next size down, and you'll need the next size down after that, and then you'll need 2 of the smallest ones. So you'll need 2 small ones, all right? Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to show you what I did on here. So this is my dyed doily, and then what I did is I took the dark paint and I just went around the edges with the chip brush. And you can do this in whatever color you want. You do not have to do this in the dark paint like I did. These are just colors that match my house. So I'm just getting a tiny, tiny bit. I'm gonna actually use my lid here. Tiny bit on my little chip brush, or if you have a big chip brush, it'll work too. On my little chip brush here. That off. All right. And then make sure you have the right side. You can feel the doily. The smoother side is the side you want. This is the smooth side facing out. Okay. So I'm going to get my chip brush, and hopefully you guys can see this okay. And I'm just going to lightly, almost like color it around those edges. It does not have to be perfect. Once it's all together, it'll look really pretty. So you don't have to be real particular on this. I did the one that I showed you guys on the window screen, took me like a couple minutes to do. So I wasn't being particular with it or anything. And you guys can get as colorful and creative as you want on these. If you want to do, you know, different colors on them, that's okay. I just did the outlines because once you put them all together, they overlap each other and they look really pretty. So I'm just going around on my outer edge here. And that little bit of chalk paint lasts a really long time. So you don't really need to keep dipping. You don't need a lot of chalk paint. The chip brush actually kind of almost like you're coloring. So it'll last a long time. I should probably actually, yep, I'll get a full one out of this. Just a little bit of paint on my end of my brush here. All right, so there's the second doily. All right, just outlined. As you see, if I hold it up real close, it's not perfect, and that's okay, because once you put these together, you want that old rustic look anyway. Okay, so they're gonna overlap. It gives them a nice border so you can see where each doily begins and ends. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna do my next size down here. Oh, let me get caught up on some comments. Oh yeah, Becky, you can add water to chalk paint. So if I have many times I've bought chalk paint and I used it for one thing and then I left it on my shelf for like a year and it was getting hard. If you use water and you mix it with water, chalk paint will mix with water. It is a water-based paint. So if now acrylic, that's a different story. If you try to mix water with acrylic paint, no matter how much you stir it, how much you blend it, it's oil-based. So that's gonna actually separate. It's kind of like makeup. If you ever did makeup, you know, if you try to mix water with oil or makeup, it separates. So the chalk paint should be water-based paint. I know all the ones that I've used are. So if you mix a little bit of water, it'll water it down and it'll break it apart. So if you have like a chunk in the bottom of your can, just mix it really good with just a tiny, tiny bit of water. You don't need a lot, and it should soften it back up. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit more paint on here. Good. And just start that over again. On this one, same thing. It's actually nice out here today. I don't know how warm it is, but when I came up here and turned my camera on, the sun was beaming through that window. So I had to kind of cover it up a little bit. But I think it's pretty warm out today. I'm going to have to maybe get out. I have a dresser that needs finished for a customer that I have to get done. So hopefully it gets warm out today here in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, so I can go out and work on some stuff. All right, you guys, this looks good. Okay, so that one's outlined too, same way. All right, so now you have your third layer there. They're looking really pretty. Good. Let me see. No, Becky, it should work. Hopefully it does for you. I know I've gotten even paint from Joann's or Michael's before, and especially this folk art. I don't know if they just don't sell it as much as the other kinds, but I know I have gotten this a couple of times, and it's brand new. I've opened it up. I've mixed it and everything, and at the bottom there's like probably about an inch layer of thick paint. And I've done it with that, and I've mixed it, and it's worked. So I hope it works for you. I don't know why it wouldn't. Let's see. Morning, Lori. All right. Just gonna get my paint here a little bit. Make sure I have the right side of this. Okay. Thought there was two there, but there wasn't. All right, and I'm just gonna outline this one the same way. This is a pretty easy project, not hard. Really pretty easy project, I should say. It turns out really, really nice. And they're quick to make, so if you're looking for like cheap wall decor, you're not quite sure what to do, you don't know what matches, and you can't find a picture in the store that matches, this is a good one. So you can kind of dye these any color that you want, paint them any color you want to match all your decor, your walls, and you know, this is cheap, very cheap. If you can find old window screens like I did, that's even better. It makes it look even nicer. But the cardboard, it'll do too. All right. All right. So there's that one. That's one of my little ones. Okay, so that's kind of the end of them being flat. And then you need your other tiny one too. All right, so you're gonna do the same thing with this one, but you're actually gonna paint both sides. All right, and I'll tell you why here in a couple minutes, but I'm going to start with my back first. That way, if I get any paint on it, you're not gonna see it in the front. It'll be behind it. All right, I'm just gonna dab a little bit of this. Oh yes, he is watching. Awesome, my husband's on here watching today. One of his coworkers saved me a paper towel roll, if you guys saw my post from earlier this morning. So I'm going to probably have a whole bunch of paper towel rolls and everything to be using for my projects pretty soon. He hopefully, fingers crossed, it just depends on where he's getting sent out to next and what's going on, but hopefully he'll be coming home to see me on Monday for a day or two before he goes back out to another job. So I'll get my paper towel roll and see my husband hopefully for a couple days. That would be nice. All right. Okay, good. So we have that side done. This is the inside, and I'm going to flip it. I'm going to do the same thing here on my flat outside surface on this last little doily, okay? You don't have to do this to all of them, just this last one. I'm just going to be a little bit more careful with this one. I don't want to get any paint on the face of it. Not that it matters really, I guess, but... You guys working on any cool projects other than the ones if you're doing my videos? If you're working on those, anybody else? I know I had a lady just sent me, she did her dresser flip for her granddaughter's room that I posted the other day. She did a really good job. It looked really nice. I was so excited to have somebody share something like that with me. It's really cool. All right, guys, so there's your both sides of that one. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to put this over here, maybe out of my way. There we go. All right. All right, now that my cardboard's dry, it looks a little bit better here. Let me go grab a light color. I'm going to add a tiny bit of the light color in there. Try this one. All right. There's my paintbrush. Okay. Oops. I think I am at my end of this one. I don't even think there's anything in here. I don't even know why I put that back on my shelf. All right, let me grab another one. That one is completely empty. Okay, I have this one. Don't really love this color. I'm actually just going to use green. I don't really like this color too much. I think it's gonna dull it down too much, so I'm just gonna do more green, like Sam said about putting more green on there. I'm gonna actually coat this a little bit more because I don't like the brown behind it either, all the cardboard brown. So just bear with me here. Kind of changing my mind, see? It happens. Hi, Lainey. Lainey's here saying hi to you guys. I don't know if you can see her. Can I see you? We can see you a little bit, huh? Yeah. And this is where I get messy with my paint. Alright. So I am just going to kind of paint this whole green, I think. I don't really like the brown and stuff in it. So if it makes you feel better, you guys, I do this all the time. So if it's your first time doing a craft, you're not alone. This is how it goes for us crafters. I don't know how many things I paint and decide that I don't like them, so this wouldn't be the first time. Alright. Looks better. Hopefully you guys can see that I have my paint in front of there. Can't be afraid to mess up. Alright, there we go. It's looking a little bit better here. I'm not crazy about the cardboard look, but it'll get us where we need to be here. Okay, so there's that. That looks better. Looks a little better. Alright, so you can go around and get your edges just a little bit more. Just because of the creases in the cardboard, it's kind of hard to get those edges. Just push a little bit harder on those. You should be able to get them. Alright, looks pretty good. I'm getting picky now, so. Good. Okay. I'm going to actually use my hairdryer on this just because I, of course, had to go back and repaint it all. You know, how I am. Alright. Good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use my hairdryer real quick. Sorry for the noise. Sorry guys about the noise. It's pretty dry now. Hi Cindy! I got your comment. It's awesome. Lori, aw, I know. It's sad. You know, they're like kids. Lainey, I don't know what I would do without her. She's like amazing. She's my baby. Especially when, you know, my husband's gone. I don't know what I would do without her. I talked to her and everything. Like, I'd be so lost. All right. And Sam, yes, it does look lots better. I'm glad I did that. Thank you. All right, guys. So you got the green there, okay? And remember, this is just your background. Like I said, they do look better with the window screen, but not everybody has one, okay? So I figured I'd do this. All right, so now I'm going to get my papers, okay? They are all dry. I am going to place them And this is a good size for this. So if you do have a box lid, this is a perfect size for these. All right. So I'm going to just layer them, and you can kind of just stack them however you want. Okay. If you don't have the big doilies, you can make like a couple different flowers all over here. It'll work the same way, same type of order. Okay. I'm just stacking mine, and I'm getting my last little one where I did not paint the back. All right. I'm just going to set that there. That looks pretty good. And just try to find the middle of them. All right, so there's your little doilies there. And then the last little one, this is how we're making that little center flary piece. So this doily, okay, sorry guys if you can see this doily, and the one right behind it are the same size. Those are the two little ones. We just need to fluff this one out. All right, let's see. Awesome, Kathy. That's so good that you cut your toilet paper rolls last night. Awesome. I'm getting more from my husband. My husband's coworkers are saving them for me, so I'm going to be finishing my flowers on my last project from yesterday. Hi, babe. Good morning. All right, so I'm going to take this one. And if you guys remember my coffee filter flowers, one of my very first and probably most popular videos on here, I did the coffee filters, and what I did was put my finger in the center of them, which is what we're going to do. If you guys can kind of see through there, you might not be able to. I'm like pinching right here on the other side. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to pinch around my finger, okay? Find the middle of that, twist that bottom just a tiny, tiny bit. You don't want a long, I call it a little tail. You don't want a long little tail hanging here. You just want a little bit of a pinch, okay? And you guys can kind of just shape them how you think you'll like them. All right, just kind of pretty. There we go. All right, and then you're just going to kind of fold that little tail over so it's kind of flat. And then this is where you need your earring. You can take the backing off your earring or pin or whatever you're using. It could even be one of those little paper things that you poke through the papers and then spread apart in the back. One of those would work too. And you can glue a bead to that too to make it look pretty. So I'm going to poke this through. Maybe if this will cooperate with me. There we go. I'm going to poke that little earring through there. All right, so you have pretty much to work with still. Kind of flare that out, and you can fix this however you want it to, if you need to. And then I'm going to grab my doilies here. They're all, make sure they're where you want them to be. All right, and then I'm just going to pick them up, and I'm going to find my center while they're still laying down, and I'm just going to push that straight through. All right, so you have your little flower. All right, and you can always fix this too at the end when you're done. Mine kind of looks like it needs fixed a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to find the middle of my cardboard. All right, or wherever you want to put this. It can be up to the side if you're going to write something on here, or anything if you want to like put letters or something on here and you just want to pin this up here in the corner, that's fine too. I just put mine in the middle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and find kind of the middle of my board here. And what I like about this is you can take it out and fix it if you need to. It's not permanent. Once you stick it in there, you can kind of unpin it and redo it if you need to. Just going to move it down a little bit. Perfect, and over a tiny bit. Okay, and I'm just going to push that earring right through there. And hold it from the other side. Perfect. So the earring thickness does work because that's pretty thin with all those papers and that, okay? So you're going to get your backing of your earring, and you're just going to put it on just like you would put an earring on. And you can glue this too if you want to. You can hot glue it to make sure it doesn't pop away from there. I'm not going to hot glue mine because I'm actually going to put mine on a screen, another screen. So, but that's the same thing. Let me grab a screen here. This is the screen I'm going to use for this one. I'm going to do a couple doilies. These are old window screens, and I'm going to actually open this up and do a line like with a whole bunch of flowers on here. But you do the same thing. You just poke that, if you're doing an old screen, you just poke that earring straight through here. This is like a screen. So, and you just clamp the backing of the earring on here. So it's the same thing as what I did here. If you're using a window screen, same thing, okay? Actually easier, all right? Okay, so there's that. That's just a piece of cardboard with those doilies. And now we don't want this ugly border. Unfortunately, with cardboard, you don't get a pretty border like you get with the window screen. You don't have to do anything unless you want to paint this. It's very, very pretty. So I figured, how can I make a border around my ugly cardboard, right? Let me see. Jill, yeah, absolutely. This should work on a picture frame. I don't know why I wouldn't. The papers are extremely thin. You could even use, if you're worried about the thickness of the frame and glass and everything fitting over top of this, I don't think you're going to have a problem, but you could get like a shadow box. That would work. Yeah, but a picture frame, you could use a picture frame. It should flatten out. As you see, if I push this down, you're still getting a pretty effect. So you could definitely do that. Just might have to fix it a little bit more and kind of tweak it, but it should work. Absolutely. You can use a picture frame. It's a good idea. All right. So let me just kind of push this back out there. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my border. So I was thinking, how can I make my picture frame or my cardboard a little bit prettier? And I decided I'm going to actually use beads as a border. I have a ton of these sitting around, so why not, right? Oh, but I do need hot glue gun. Give me 1 second. I put that away from yesterday's project, and I should have kept it out. I am doing these videos now up in my craft room because I cleaned up my craft room. So you guys, I'm not afraid to show it to you guys now. I organized, it took me about 2 days to do it, but I organized every little thing in here and have everything like labeled and everything. If I turn, you guys, this is one of my many shelves up here that I have, and then my little dresser over there, and then I have the same thing on this side. So it's just been crazy. I've been organizing like crazy in this house. We're hopefully going to be moving here maybe this summer. We'll see. We're not in any rush, but resale value, I'm trying to get things done for the house. All right. So I'm going to let my hot glue gun warm up a little bit. Oh, thank you, Jill. Yeah, it's a cute little idea. Costs you like nearly nothing. It's maybe $1 unless you're buying beads too or something. But yeah, for not even $1 because you get 32 doilies for $1. So yeah, you can make a ton of these. I'm going to make a whole bunch, and I have empty walls in my bedroom that need decorated. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a couple more. I have a whole bunch of screens. Make a couple more and do a real pretty wall in them. All right, so let's see if my hot glue gun, I can never find the end of my beads. There you go. I had it a couple seconds ago. Make sure I have enough here. My beads are all tangled because I am a messy person and just throw them in a drawer after I'm done with them. So it might take me longer to unravel these beads than to do my whole video today. All right, that was pretty easy. It didn't take too long. Okay. All right. So, getting warmer outside. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Mom. She just told me that it's getting warmer out here in Johnstown, so that'll be good. I'll be able to get outside to do my dresser today. All right, you guys. So I'm just going to start right over here. Okay, I'm going to try to glue them as close as I can to that edge. I'm not gluing them on the edge. They won't, I don't think they're going to have enough cardboard to stick to. So I'm going to glue them like this, and I'm going to go around probably and then clip off any extra cardboard that I don't like. Okay, so I'm just going to start here. My hot glue gun should be warm by now. Maybe not. Maybe I'm forcing it. Yeah, it's not warm yet. It's hot. Okay, I'm going to close my paint while I'm waiting. Okay. I gotta remember to clean my brushes. I'm running low on brushes, and I let them sit and dry, and then I don't have any brushes because I just pitch them. Especially the chip brushes, they're so like inexpensive that I'm just like, no, I don't feel like cleaning it. And then it sits here. I have like 40 that I threw away the other day, and it was killing me. I'm like, why didn't I just rinse these out? I could have used them like 3 or 4 times at least. Ugh, kills me. Can only blame myself. This thing's taken forever to heat up. This poor hot glue gun has been with me probably 7 years, maybe 7, 8 years. I think it's at its last leg. Just a little bit. This is probably like the Walmart brand, the real cheap Walmart brand too. Ah, there we go. Okay. So I'm just going to start these, and you can hot glue them the whole way up if you want. Just run a bead of hot glue the whole way up. A little at a time so it doesn't dry too fast on you. And just kind of keep going with it. But that'll add a really pretty border, and if you don't like the color of your beads, if you have beads laying around, you don't know what to use them for, and you can use them for this. If you don't like the color, you can just paint them too. You can either take them out and spray paint them, or you can, after you put them on here, just go over with your brush and just kind of brush some pretty color on them. Definitely. So there's your border. I'm just going to work my way around here. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue here at the corner, just to keep that little corner look. And just going to keep going around. And they're sticking pretty well, so that's good. I was kind of worried. Like I said, I didn't do this cardboard yet before. This is the first time I'm using the cardboard for this. So I was fingers crossed going live with this today. I was like, I hope I'm not making a mistake in front of how many people today. But hey, that's what crafting is about. You're going to have mistakes. You're going to have things that you don't like after you're done with them. Trust me. I've had my share of many of those. And I've done like literally painted dressers before that I'm just like, don't like it, and ended up sanding it down to redo it. And it sucks. But in the end, it's like, oh, I like it. Looks good. Glad I redid it. All right. Clean them in hand sanitizer. Okay, Jill, is that the beads? Cleaning them in hand sanitizer. Does that work? Does that like strip them of their color? I never really tried that. That's an interesting fact. I'm interested in that. All right, good. So my little border is looking really, really pretty. All right. And this is, I mean, I know I'm trying to do a kid's craft once in a while, but honestly, most of the crafts I do on here are pretty easy, unless they're like using something like the hot glue gun or something, maybe not so much for kids. But if you have an older, you know, teen that maybe wants some decorations for their room and they keep bugging you about it, they can make their own. Give them some doilies, some paintbrush, and some beads and say, here you go. It'll work. Getting my cord stuck on everything. All right. Good. Gonna go down here. Okay. All right, so my border is looking freaking awesome. That doesn't even look like a piece of cardboard anymore. Now that you have the border around it, it's looking really pretty. I don't know if I'm going to take this apart now that I'm doing it. I kind of like it more than what I thought I was going to. My goal today was just, oh, I'll just do this, take it apart and put it back on my my screen after I show you guys how to make this, but I don't know, I might keep it now. I kind of like it. Looks prettier than what I thought it was going to be. Okay, good. These beads are kind of lopsided over here. Let me fix this a little bit. Got my hot glue. If you are removing hot glue from the cardboard, just be careful so you don't rip it. You're better off just kind of leaving it where it's at. I just now thought about that when I was fixing this. There we go. Okay, so my last little bit here, It's gonna look so pretty. And I love these because you can hang them either way. You're not stuck with just this way or just this way. You can hang them any way you want. My center one's still a little lopsided. I have to fix that one. Shoving me nuts. Good. Okay. There we go. Just finishing up the last of the beads here on the very end. Very bottom, I should say. I don't know if my glue stick's too big for this or what. Here we go. I don't want my paper doily stuck in there, so I'm lifting it up here on the edge just to get underneath it. All right, looks good. I'm losing my voice. As soon as I get talking a lot on these videos, my voice goes. All right. There we go. All right, almost finished. So this project is pretty quick to do too, which makes it another nice thing about it. All right, perfect. And I'm just going to cut my end bead there. Perfect, and make sure it's glued evenly there. Okay, there you go. Turned out really, really cute, right? I'm loving it. Other than my middle flower here, I don't know what's going on with it. It's a little crazy, I think. I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of folds in it, hopefully help it out a little bit. Scrunch it together a little bit more. All right. All right, that looks a little bit better there. Okay, guys, so that's it. Turned out pretty good, better than what I thought it was going to look like on cardboard. I'm glad I decided to do the cardboard today just to show you guys how it could actually look. And like I said, you could do a different design. You don't have to do it in the middle. You can actually, you know, do a little one over here, a bigger one in the corner, or just do a big one and then do like, you know, a stencil or anything that you want. Let's see here. Good morning, Chris. Oh, thank you, Lori. I thought it turned out pretty good. I like it. So as far as the wooden frame, this window screen, I should say, not wooden frame, the window screen one. All right, and I did that the same way with the little earring in the back there. All right, with the little backing and the cardboard one. All right, so as you guys can see, they both look really nice. So whatever you have at home to use, if you don't, like I said, have any old window screens like I lucked out and had, cardboard will work just as nice. All right, so you can kind of incorporate any colors. See, my beads are kind of uneven over here because I'm bumping them. But you can incorporate any color that you want into that. That way it might match your decor a little bit better too. Okay, let's see here. Put a couple screens around. Yeah, you're right, Mom. I could do that. That's actually a good idea. Good call, Tammy. I could actually put this in the middle of a screen, too. Yep. So, like I said, I kind of might want to keep the cardboard. I like it. So, maybe I will just put it on that screen. I'll glue it on there or something. That does look really pretty. Good idea. You guys are full of good ideas today. I'm loving it. Let's see here. Ones in a row. Yeah, Joe, you could do the 3 small ones in a row. Absolutely. Yeah, and you can even cut a bigger piece of cardboard or a bigger screen or anything. You know, if you're even using wood, you could use wood. All you would need to do is drill a hole through the wood or even just glue these on there. It's up to you. So you can do it in all different ways. Be creative with it. Absolutely. Let's see here. Really nice. Thank you, Amy. Oh, hi, Logan. And thank you. Thanks, Janice. Yeah, turned out better than what I thought, you guys, on the cardboard. So if you feel like you're getting inspired and want to do crafty stuff today, try this if you have doilies and stuff. It's very easy. And if you don't, if you're going to be going out anytime soon, dollar store, Walmart, I'm sure they all have the paper doilies, okay? And I'm sure you can find a piece of cardboard sitting around your house somewhere. I know I have a billion pieces of cardboard for some reason. We get the Chewy boxes and Sam's Club, so we got lots of cardboard and packing papers. Alright guys, so that's it. I will be coming out with next week's schedule, hopefully either, I don't know if I'll get to it tonight just because I'm really busy here at the house working on stuff, so maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But hopefully either tonight or tomorrow I'll come out with next week's schedule. I'll have a kids craft like I normally do, and I'm hoping to have at least 3 more videos too, so 4, just like I did this week, hopefully, if my schedule is okay. All right, let's see here. I don't want to miss any last comments. Awesome, Jill. Yes, if you do this, post a picture of it, share it, message me. I'll post it on my wall, and that way you can share your project. Absolutely, I'm good with doing that. I want to share what you guys are doing, especially if you're making the projects that I'm showing here. I want to see them. It's important to me. That's awesome. Absolutely. Alright guys, so have fun with this today. Hopefully I gave you something to do while you're kind of stuck inside, right? Alright, and if you guys have any questions for me on this project or any of my other ones, please let me know. I am open to answer anything. Oh, have a good Easter too, Lori. Yes, guys, have an awesome Easter. That is Sunday, I think, or wait, is it Sunday? I don't know. I'm so mixed up on my days on when things are, because usually I go by when I have off work, but I've been off work now for a while, so, but yes, happy Easter, you guys. Have a good, safe one. If you guys go to church services or anything like that, I know my church, Pleasant Hill Church of the Brethren, on Benchoff Hill up here in Johnstown, PA, they have an outdoor service. We all park our cars in a big parking lot. The pastor comes out in front of the church across the road, and we broadcast it over the radio. So it's a really awesome thing. It's just so nice, and I'm so excited for the Easter Sunday, you know, cantata type of thing is what we normally have. It'll be a little different this year, but we're decorating our cars and heading out to church, so it'll be so much fun. So hopefully you guys still have something like that maybe to go to. If not, they broadcast live over on Sunday mornings when he has his church service. So I'll share that to this page if anybody's interested. If you like going to church, that's fine. If not, then you can just ignore it. But I figured I'll put that on here live too if you guys want to join us. Let's see here. Tomorrow, maybe it is tomorrow, but it's Sunday service. We usually have our Easter service. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for viewing. I cannot wait to see you guys do your projects. If you do this, please post it and share it, and be safe and healthy. Okay guys, happy Easter. Bye-bye.